Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. Welcome to a new day of your life. Hope you're doing great this morning. It's a beautiful day, the beginning of a new year, and hope that you are feeling good. This is important. I first of all wanted to thank you for being here. And talk a little bit about friendship, because I know it is really hard when you get a little older to make deep, meaningful, intimate relationships. We've got friends who we've known for years who perhaps are in other cities, and those are the people that we reach out to when we want to talk. But having people locally is kind of a challenge. But you have to make the best of it, and you have to find your friendships and your connections where you can. So I hope 60 and Me for you is a way to meet new people. I've noticed the conversations are getting a little more personal and caring, and you're just a kind group of people. I'm just so proud of how we've managed to keep this community just so at a great level, just really positive. So thank you for that. Thanks for being here. And also, I wanted to remind you that we've got a lot of different places that you can visit 60 and Me. Just real quickly, the website, 60andme.com. We've got a game section, we've got yoga videos, we've got all kinds of cool stuff for you to look at, and we've got content about maybe 6 articles a day get posted, 100 articles every month approximately. It's really new ones every month, which is really, really cool. We also have a Facebook community that's got 114,000 women in it. Highly engaged, super dynamic, very thoughtful and respectful. It's a good community. I'm super proud of that. So that's Facebook. We have Google+, Twitter, Pinterest, and of course, YouTube. Now, if you've not checked out our YouTube, youtube.com/60andme, and we've got about 900 plus videos now, interviews with experts on all kinds of topics. From retirement to ageism to beauty to fashion. And I've been doing makeup videos lately, and people seem to like them, and I love doing them. It's a lot of fun, and just talking about makeup and beauty and fashion in a way that helps you, inspires you, to just keep going with it and look on the outside how you feel on the inside, beautiful and strong. So anyway, hope you enjoy all of our channels, but I wanted to remind you about that, and thank you again for being here. Now, my tea. My tea today is Twinings. It's called Detox Drainage. And it's a really interesting tea. It's got some really cool ingredients. It has, let's see, it's got cherry stems and green coffee. It has chicory roots, rosemary leaves, orange leaves, all kinds of cool stuff. But anyway, it's part of my Get Healthy, Stay Healthy plan for the new year. So maybe you've got some similar goals. But anyway, I wanted to chat with you today, though, about something that has definitely become part of my life in the last few years, more than perhaps before. I think I've mentioned I've always been in a communications kind of creative role. I was a creative director once for a company. I've done lots of creative projects. But as I've got older, I've really started to feel this kind of desire to do something with my hands, something that's a little bit more tactile. So one of our bloggers, Marcia Smalley, wrote an article about ways to release your inner artist in your 60s. And I wanted just to, ask you what you're doing. Now, I'm not a painter. I don't paint. I do write, but I can't draw. So I'm really not, that kind of traditional painter artist. But I do like creating things with paint and collages with, paper. And that's my little passion. And, I fell in love with rocks. I think I've mentioned this to you. And, part of it was just picking up rocks on the ground or going to the beach in Scotland and finding very beautiful white rocks and painting them. And some of you said, oh, show us your rocks, Margaret. And it's like, okay, honestly, I'm not one of these people that paints like pictures on rocks, like proper pictures. I just paint colors. So these are my little rocks. And I just put, I use Sharpies, and I just do all kinds of, now this is an interesting rock because it was just literally a rock on the ground. It's all bumpy and it's not perfect. And it just, for me, somehow represented that, that it's okay. And I love the feel of rocks too. This one is super vibrant. And again, they're just rainbow colors, and I just love them. Maybe I'll put one in my hair or something. But and then I do strange things too. Like this one was a rock that I found on the beach, and it's in the shape of a heart. You see, isn't that cool? It's just a chunky little rock in the shape of a heart. And I thought, oh, I'll just paint it red. I'll just do a red heart. But anyway, these are my rocks, and that's one of my artistic outlets. But there are other ways. And I think what Marcia says, which I love, is that every artist simply has a desire to be free. Free. Freedom is, liking doing what you like and liking what you do. It really is amazing. Make new things, have new ideas, and it's a broader definition, of course, than just painting or traditional arts. And according to Marcia, and I do agree with her, that we all have some creative ability that we can express in one way or another. And it resides sometimes in our heart. And when we express it in the real world, it doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, the whole Japanese philosophy of wabi-sabi, which I've become very interested in, is this whole idea of seeing the beauty in things with flaws, broken things, fixing broken things rather than throwing them away. And you've maybe seen the pots that are kind of broken and then sealed with gold paint. But wabi-sabi is quite fascinating simplicity philosophy that I'm very interested in. But anyway, she says that here's a few things you can do to embrace your inner artist. And I love this. First is to embrace your beginner's mind. Don't expect that you're going to pick up a paintbrush and immediately become a most fantastic watercolor painter. Just know that you've got a journey, and there's no rules. I mean, honestly, there are no rules. If you go to any art museum and you look at the paintings on the wall, you'll soon realize that there is no rule. So that's important. And I think that there's a very beautiful quote by a poet named Rilke that I love so much, and I should read the whole quote at some point, but it's about just not trying to answer all the questions at once, just to embrace the questions as much as you embrace and celebrate the answers. And I think that's the same with the artistic pursuit. I think that Marcia reminds us that our inner artist reminds us to lighten up. It's not that big a deal. Just have fun. Second is to silence your inner critic. I mean, honestly, the number of people that I hear say they're not a good artist and that it's not good enough and so on, just silence that inner critic. That person or that little voice inside of you has nothing to do with the reality. It's just some voice that has been built up inside of you, all those people telling you what not to do over your life. So just silence the inner critic. Just go for it. Another thing is to take a step back. Sometimes when we're sitting at our computers or we're sitting with a piece of paper, we're drawing or we're painting or we're writing, and it just looks so flawed, like there's a mistake or we didn't do this or that. And one thing that Marcia suggests is to step back, just physically step back, look at the painting from a distance, see if you can see any connections, any trends, anything that's interesting. And, I think just shake up your ideas of what goes together, just in terms of color. I mean, when I do my little rainbow colors, I do follow the red, orange, yellow, green, and I keep I keep the real nature colors. But, just look at things in a new way and embrace that. If you paint a blue sun, go for it, no problem. And think about why you perhaps did that. Often go out of the room or go have a coffee and come back to it, and you'll see it differently. And then you'll maybe see something that's missing and you can add it. So that's another thing. Another thing is to claim your creativity. To know that you really are okay, that change is part of your life, and your creations, whatever they might be, writing, drawing, rocks, they're going to change with you. So don't expect that, what you did today will be what you do tomorrow. Just be able to embrace your changing self and to love it, to love all the aspects of it. And as Marcia reminds us, our inner artist grows with us. And we should let that little inner artist have its expression. And in a way, I think this has been my experience, it points you to something else. I know when I do these collages with paper, I mean, I literally just take scraps of paper from magazines where I like a pattern or a flower or some word, and I put it on a canvas and then just gloss it over with, Mod Podge or something like that. And, I just find that I see something, oh, wow, I hadn't thought about that. That was a dream. Or I remember someone saying that so many years ago, and now it makes sense that your inner artist can be your guide. I like that idea. So, what do you think? Who are you in touch with your inner artist? We'd love to know, how are you releasing and expressing your inner artist at this time of your life? What are you doing to let it come out and express itself? Love to know. How are you expressing your creativity? Leave your comments in the section below. Tell us what you do. Do you paint? Do you sew? Do you quilt? Do you knit? Do you sing? How do you dance? How do you express your inner creative genius? So thanks again for being here, everyone. Thanks for being on the journey with me. I hope that this helps you. Hope that you find some friends in the conversations that we have here. And I'd love to know, how do you express your creativity in your 60s? Okay, so take good care, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all back here again really soon. Bye-bye for now.